Was Daniel right? So, in the Bible, in the book of Daniel, in chapter 1, starting from verse 11, it says, Daniel spoke with the attendant who had been appointed by the chief of staff to look after Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. I know I messed those names up, forgive me. Please test us for 10 days on a diet of vegetables and water, Daniel said. At the end of the 10 days, see how we look compared to the other young men who are eating the king's food. Then make your decision in light of what you see. The attendant agreed to Daniel's suggestion and tested them for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier and better nourished than the young men who had been eating food assigned by the king. So after that, the attendants fed them only vegetables instead of the food and wine provided for the others. So as a Christian and a fitness coach, this passage actually intrigues me greatly, and it makes me incredibly curious to see if I can actually hit my strength goals with just 10 days of vegetables and fruit and water. Because vegetables in that time was anything that grew from the ground that was a plant. So anything that was born from a seed of the ground. So anything from a seed. So that could be vegetables or it could be fruit. Anything that has seeds. So I'm going to go through these 10 days and I'm going to eat nothing but vegetables, fruit, and water. And I'm going to journey my way through it and I'm going to vlog my way through it. I'm going to record my workouts and I'm even going to put exactly what I eat every day. So I'm going to be sharing that all with you. So as for my personal goals, I have my own measurements that I have already written down and recorded starting from today. And I'm going to redo those same measurements again at the end of this. And I'm going to compare and see by how much muscle mass I've gained and how much I have changed over these 10 days. Now I'm not really including the amount of weight loss because I know I am going to drop a little bit of weight just because of the change of diet itself. But I want to see more of the strength gain benefits, and that is my main goal of it, because in the passage it says that Daniel and his friends were healthier and stronger. So I want to see just how much stronger I can be just with vegetables. So as you know, nutrition is a very key factor in this. It's going to be the most important part. And when you look in the Bible, you might see the word pulse and water in there in some verses, but just so those of you who don't know, pulse means anything that has been grown from the ground from a seed, basically. So any fruit or any vegetable. Now, if you're like many people and you like to have snacks, I love snacks. The best way to go about it is to have some carrots that are sliced and ready, some celery sliced and ready. Just have some vegetables that are like kind of you can easily grab from the fridge when you're hungry. My best advice on this 10-day diet that you're going to be doing, just be prepared. Plan out exactly what you're going to eat for the day, including your snacks, so that way you don't hit that wall of I am so hungry, I feel starving right now. That is what you want to avoid. So plan it out and make sure that you put some kind of starchy vegetable with your morning, a starchy vegetable with your lunch, and then if you're still really hungry in the afternoon, a starchy vegetable with that one as well. But that is my best advice, to keep full. Have a starchy vegetable with regular vegetables, and then when you need that sweet, fruit is pretty sweet on itself. Just make sure it is fruits that have seeds. As for meals, my breakfast was a cup of oatmeal with some mixed berries. So about 1 cup and 1 cup together, warmed up, and then just mixed together, and it was delicious. No sugar needed. The berries were sweet enough. And for my lunch, I did a protein smoothie. And when I mean protein smoothie, what I added into it was a big old handful of spring mix, a handful of frozen mango, a scoop of peanut butter, and the peanut butter that I use is an organic one that is just peanut butter, or just peanuts and water, or peanuts and, so that way it's just organic. You don't want to get the ones that have the whole paragraph on it, the ones that are just say peanuts and water, and that's it. The peanuts by itself is going to give you the protein, and then I just blended that with some water. Again, you can also use almond milk with that, as long as it's an almond milk that's made with just almonds and water. And then for the dinner that I had, it was just sliced potatoes with mixed vegetables, a scoop of black beans that I had made fresh, and some avocados sliced up. And that made it pretty amazing. And all I did was just add a little bit of salt and pepper to that, and that was it. And it was actually really good. So for day one, this is going to be my chest, triceps, and shoulders workout. I'm going to do one round of every exercise. So if you want to follow along on that same exact workout, feel free. But also you can just write it down and kind of do it in your own time as well if you wish to do that. So here's my workout for the day. I am using a set of yoga blocks as my makeshift bench press. You can also use a rolled up yoga mat as well as a foam roller. You could even use a rolled up towel, just make sure it's a really thick one so it has about the same thickness of a rolled up yoga mat. That's just going to give you that extra lift, kind of like a bench press. So the first one I'm going to be doing is going to be a bench press with dumbbells. So dumbbell bench press. Alright, if you are using yoga blocks or the rolled up mat, just make sure you line it up so that way you're comfortable on your back and not pinching or hurting in any way. So dumbbell bench press, there's many different ways to do them, and as opposed to the angle, but for mine right now, I'm holding my dumbbells at a 45-degree angle so they look like the letter V. Come all the way down as deep as you can go, and then back up without squeezing or without locking out the elbows, and you're squeezing your chest. 2, down, and next one I'm going to be doing is going to be a tricep kickback in a kneeling position. So I'm going to hold my dumbbells to the side here. I'm slightly lean forward. Elbows are going to be up right here. Squeeze back and squeeze the triceps. So tricep kickback from a kneeling position. Set those down, nice and careful. Alright, so this one is going to be the tricep dumbbell press. So bringing both arms up, you're going to have them close but not touching. Drive it down so your elbows are close into your sides, and then bring it back up without locking your elbows. Squeeze your chest with each rep. So the next one I'm doing is going to be a single arm overhead extension. Instead of 2 arms, it's 1 arm at a time. Making sure I don't lock out on the elbow up on the top. Squeezing the triceps. Now to the other side. This one is actually probably one of my favorite chest exercises, and that is the dumbbell chest fly. Get yourself set on your yoga blocks or your yoga mat. Bring your dumbbells up and over so they're above your chest, not above your face. Fly all the way out like a letter T, keeping your arms as straight as possible without locking out on the elbows, but you do have a slight bend, so that way you can hang on to the weights carefully. Squeeze your chest every time you come up. Alright, so this one is going to be the overhead tricep extension. Have both of your dumbbells lined up and kind of together. This time you are starting just above your face. Make sure you come down just behind your head and bring it back up. You want your elbows all the way to your shoulders to try to stay as close to the same line as possible every time you come up and down. Alright, so the next one is going to be upright row, starting with your dumbbells just in front of your legs. Bring it up, your elbows come up just slightly, and back down. Squeezing your shoulders. Always make sure your knees are unlocked on this. Next one is a dumbbell shoulder press. So I have my dumbbells at a 45-degree angle, not completely in the front, not winged out to the side, but at a 45. Pushing straight up in front of me and in an angle so that if I look up I can still see my dumbbells. Unlock the knees. And stand down. Alright, this one is going to be a frontal dumbbell raise. I usually start with alternating 10 and then together for 10. And together. Stop my dumbbells on the bottom so that way I don't have a momentum swing coming up. Well, thank you so much for joining in. That was my day one. If you are looking forward to day two, stay tuned. I'm going to be posting that one tomorrow, and you will get to see every day of my journey thus far. So I hope to see you there, and I hope to see some awesome progress as I go.